Shit. What the hell?
Hello.
We're here. For some reason, our Twitter is not run. Anyway, all right. Fuck Twitter. All right, so screw them. We're live with returning guest, Mr. Steven Storey, and this is the all things we're going to be talking about, but Shtupping in Brazil is probably one of them. So there you go. Welcome, Steven. It's good to see you again.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see everybody again. I think this the fourth time I've been on?
It's been the fourth time.
I think so, yeah.
I've been on y'all's show more than I've been on anybody's show ever. I feel like this is Saturday Night Live for me. I feel like I'm joining the club of
That's pretty funny.
High-end presenters.
Proud member of the All-Star cast.
You damn right, man. Well,
absolutely.
Audience, I like y'all's audience too, man. Your audience is really funny usually in the comment section.
The comments are usually they've got some good stuff. Let's go over here and ask them. Geek confirm. Probably will do some housekeeping here. Okay, there we go. So let's see if we can add this in here.
Oh, Vince kicked himself out of his own.
Oh boy, damn, Vance, get back in, Vance.
All right, everyone, please remain calm. He's got to just, Usually, Vince, you freeze, but this time you kicked yourself out of your own live stream.
Oh, it opened up another tab when I went to do some other stuff.
It was a boomer moment.
A total boomer moment. Yeah,
usually that's with Boomer Clary, but we'll forgive it.
Hey, I did this all live. We're now on Twitter live, so there we go.
Awesome.
I fixed that shit. All right, cool. Sweet. I forgot that Twitter and Periscope are no longer a thing as far as the StreamYard. You have to take your old Periscope account, get rid of that, and add your Twitter. Wow. So what have you been up to, Stephen? Where are you at? Are you in fact in Brazil?
I am currently in Brooklyn.
Oh, you're in Brooklyn. Okay, that's a good, totally different.
But we can talk about Brazil too. I'm well versed.
Okay.
In both.
So what brings you to Brooklyn?
Well, the thing that brings all immigrants to Brooklyn out. I got kicked out of Brazil.
Whoa, wait a minute. There's some stories. Holy shit! What?
Yeah, man. So, I feel like I always have stories for y'all, and so I'll tell y'all a story, okay? And it has some ups and downs. So, I started my process of getting a student visa for Brazil because I'm in college. I'm in college down there, and so that process was going along fine. I started school and everything, and I just had to come back to the States and do an FBI background check and get my documents, and I was out. Then a series of unfortunate events happened. So my friend was the guy who was getting my visa process for me. When I'm leaving Brazil, he was like, "Hey, Steven, I pulled a muscle in my chest. My doctor said I need to get some rest." I said, "Okay, cool, no problem." Big time bodybuilder guy. Love steroids, love Viagra. All these things matter in this story. So anyway, like a week goes by, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro? Everything's fine?" He's like, "Hey, man, the doctors say my lungs are at 90%, and I'll be out tomorrow." I said, "Okay, cool." So like 2 weeks go by, I'm like, "What's up?" And he doesn't respond to me, and he's in a coma.
What?
And so,
Jesus.
So then, like 4 weeks later, he dies.
Whoa!
What?
Sorry for your loss, man. Jesus.
Yeah, man. But it's like
like
a friend, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like my dog. This is the guy who showed me the ropes of Brazil. He's 44 years old, from Niagara Falls, Yusuf Latif. But he had all my paperwork.
Oh shit.
So I get stuck in the States, and so then I'm trying to scramble and find somebody else to do all this stuff, and I already spent all this money, and I was just like, fuck it. So I just stayed in New York. So I just been in New York for a bit, went to Europe for a bit, hung out there for a few weeks, came back to New York, and now we're at the end of this process. So now the visa process will be done here shortly, and I'll be back in Brazil again. So,
okay.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Anything that can happen, anything go wrong can go wrong.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah, that's a bit beyond the pale, though. That's
it is. Yeah, it sucks.
It
Man.
was like
It's
having a rug pulled out from under you.
yeah, because like, but before the visa and all that, it's like a good friend of mine. It's like, you know, like I'm with a Padawan. What's some Star Wars references? Star Wars references, like I'm just like this young Padawan. He's like a freaking Jedi master when it came to Brazil and Portuguese and went in there, and I learned so much from him, and we were making a course. He was getting a course ready to teach people about all the things he learned in Brazil, and I was pushing him like, "Yo, bro, you need to get this out. You need to get it out. You need to get it out." He's like, "Man, I'm gonna get it done, but I'm tired. I need rest because the doctor's saying he need rest, and he got sick."
Oh shit!
And that was that. But on a lighter note, all the shit they talk about New York is true. It sucks. It's a shithole. By the way,
It's a shithole. Yeah, we had a feeling.
Yeah, man, dude, man. Let me tell you what happened today, man. I go in a fucking coffee shop down the street from my place, and they were like, so I get in, I order my coffee, whatever. And I sit down. This is like my neighborhood coffee shop. I sit down, and the lady was like, "Hey, can I see your vaccination card and your ID?" I was like, "I'll leave. I'll leave." Well, no, it's okay. You can go in the courtyard. I said, "No, I'm good, thanks." I walked out.
Oh my god!
Did
you encounter that a lot?
Listen, man. This is the wildest shit. Guys. This is literally the wildest shit to me. This only happened one time anywhere in the world, guys. I traveled to Amsterdam, Lisbon, Portugal. I've been in Rome, Italy. It happened once in Italy. Somebody asked me for a green pass. I was like, I'm not Italian. I don't have that. And she was like, okay, you can sit outside. I said, no problem. But I was waiting, so I just left anyway. That one time in Italy and here in New York City are the only times anybody has pressed me about that. Is NYC still mostly vacant? Are people, including office workers, back? They seem to be back, man. This is the most dystopian place I've been to in the world the entire pandemic.
Wow.
Like, they really believe this shit.
Wow.
They like really believe it. Like, these people are still double masked up. They're still walking around in public with masks on.
Holy shit.
Double masked in public.
Oh my god.
They're still like, they like, there is no let up.
Wow, they completely drank the Kool-Aid on this.
Yeah, like in the Netherlands, they don't wear masks anymore ever.
Branch Covidians.
I heard about that. It's the Netherlands is just like, well, we don't fucking care anymore.
Bro, like I was offended when I got in the Uber because I felt like I was pussy, man. Like I get in the Uber and the freaking driver was like, "Why are you wearing that mask? We don't believe in that." Hold on, bro.
What's fun? Yeah,
what's your brakes, man? Like I was just trying to get in the Uber, man. I didn't know how you was going.
Right.
Well, what's crazy is King County, where I'm staying right now in Washington State, they've got like the whole vaccine program. You've got to like show your vaccine or whatever on paper, like on officially. But I've gone to every place. I've gone to restaurants, bars, whatever. Nobody asks for anything because what are they going to do? And that's what's interesting. So you say that like it's bad in New York City. If it's not that bad in King County, Washington State, but you're saying it's bad in New York, wow, that's crazy. Because like nobody wants to deal with that stuff. Like they don't want to have to deal with like confronting a customer. Nobody wants to be that business that like has a confrontation that shows up on YouTube or Twitter, and nobody wants to go there ever again.
Bro, I'm never going back to that coffee shop, by the way.
Right.
I have dignity. Yeah. I'm not fighting nobody about money.
Absolutely.
Hey, you don't want money no more. This is how I feel about it. I am not one of these rollover and whatever type people. But my whole thing is this, right? You work here. I don't ever have to come back in here again. You have to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, and she waited till after you bought your coffee.
Right, and here's the thing, right? Because like when this shit first came out, she had kind of like singled me out. Then like, so I imagine I walk into a coffee shop, nobody's wearing a mask, so I don't wear a mask. I get to the register, she's not wearing a mask. She said, "Hey, do you have your vaccine card?" I said, "No." And she was like, "Well, you need to wear a mask." I said, "You're not wearing a mask." "Well, I'm vaccinated." "Well, you can still spread it."
Let's see your card.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And so from from that interaction, I felt like she was trying to like exert her power. I was like, I'm not showing my ID no fucking barista. Fuck you and this coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm drinking fucking brown hot water. I'm not showing my identification to prove I'm drinking brown hot water. Fuck this.
That's gotta be such a culture shock coming from Brazil and being like, this is just like low status people in New York with their one opportunity, their one, to exert power over somebody who's higher status than them.
Bro, listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And I don't know the. I'm gonna use my politically correct terms. I don't know the European equivalent of what I'm about to tell y'all. This happened to me 2 times in Brazil, and this happened once in the United States, in my recent memory. And it's with Black people. And there's a form of colorism that is practiced amongst us. And it's like this: if Black people who are poorer than you perceive that you think they're better than them in some kind of way, they're gonna fuck with you for no reason. Okay, living in a really nice neighborhood in Brazil. One of my security guards, one of the guys who works the doorman is like this Black dude, and he fucked with me for 3 months until one day I was like, "Yo, look, you know I live here. Quit asking my apartment number. Quit asking if I live here. Nobody else has this issue. I'm the only American who lives in this place. Don't fucking talk to me like this no more." And he stopped. It happened one other time at this yacht spot I was at. Some guy was fucking with me like that again. Same shit. And then the same thing happened here again today. The same shit all over again, right? And I was just like, I'm not letting no fucking coffee shop worker exert anything over me.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to. I am making it a race thing, but it's some black on black shit that I've seen in my life, and it's happened before. Because if I had been perceived to be at her level, I'm sure that wouldn't have happened. But when it's perceived that like, what are you doing this side of town? Like you ain't supposed to be here. No, you're not supposed to be here anyway. I work here, but I don't want to.
Let me get my rocks off for the day.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you had walked in asking for an application, you would have gotten probably a free coffee and no vaccine card bullshit.
Exactly. Right. And so that was just, I found it funny. I was just like, I'm out. And then, but this is the thing, guys. So when I tell her I'm leaving, I say, it's okay, no problem, I'm out. Oh no, it's okay. You can sit in the courtyard. No, it's all right, I'll leave.
You can sit in the corner. You can sit in the back of the bus.
You can get your coffee from the back of the restaurant.
You can pour that shit.
People are kind of tone deaf to like
self.
Right.
This is, but the thing is, that's why they don't do that stuff in King County. They won't do it because somebody is going to say something like, "Oh, I forgot my vaccine card." Oh, that's fine. You can sit out there. It's just like, "Oh, I'm not good enough." Or whatever. Like they make a big scene about it because whatever it is. But I've just found like the thing is people are so passive aggressive here. Nobody wants a direct confrontation on this stuff. New York might be a little bit different, but in the Pacific Northwest, nobody. Well, like I've been to like retail stores, I've been to restaurants, I've been to bars, I've gone into banks. Nobody wants to directly confront anybody about this anymore because what they found out is. They have no legal authority to enforce anything. They've not been deputized. Correct. So I found that out because being a reporter, I asked questions like behind the scenes and like, yeah, they have no authority. I'm like, okay, good to know. Good to know that they can't touch me. Like I remember when I was a grocery clerk, we couldn't even stop people from shoplifting. We had to let them go because of liability issues. I'm like, yeah, you're going to go tackle some guy because he didn't show his vaccine passport or he didn't have a mask on. Like, yeah, it's not happening. It was all bluff. And now
that's why you have the store dick. I mean, that's why hotels had them.
It's funny, man, because I was thinking about the whole like, y'all remember a year and a half ago, do your part as an American citizen, support your local restaurants, buy local.
Yeah.
Don't go to the grocery store, spend some money, go tip them 35%. Now the same motherfuckers, you can't come in.
Yeah.
How quickly we forget.
Oh yeah.
It's quite funny, this whole thing, right? Like support your local restaurant because the government's not. And then now the restaurant comes in and it's their time to stand up for us. We stood up for them, and the government says, the restaurant says, well, daddy, government said we can't let you in.
Yeah.
The grocery store that away, boy. Like that's
Well, that's the thing for me is like if I went to a local restaurant that is like, yeah, we don't care about that kind of stuff, and it was in King County, and I'm like, okay, dude, I know you're good people. I'm gonna be coming back here, and that's but there were other places during this whole lockdown where they're like, you know, the moment you don't have your mask down, they were like the mask Nazis, where you know you better keep your mask up at all times, even when you're drinking your beer, make sure you have your mask just partially down, like those kind of people, just the neurotics. And it's like, guys, you do realize we don't have to, kind of like what you're saying, Steven, we don't have to be there. You need us. We don't need you.
Yeah,
I don't need
you take your money also. There's a restaurant in historic Frenchtown that says right on their website, we're not going to ask you about your vaccination status. We don't care about masks either. If you're vaccinated, that's fine. Our staff does, but if you want to come in, you're not vaccinated, you don't have a mask, we don't care.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something.
Stay right on the website.
But check this out, guys. So like, since the mandates have started, restaurants are closing. Some have not made it already. They made it through the whole pandemic. This shit started. It's one right down here on the street. It was a popular one. It didn't make it. They already have their place is already for lease as is.
Oh shit.
I did notice, and for any of my New York people that's watching right now, maybe you've seen different, at least in the Brooklyn area, in some areas of Manhattan. When the mandate started, I saw a drop off in clubs and in restaurants. I don't know how they're gonna make it.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's close all the restaurants. Anything middle class and upper middle class is gonna get wiped out, and they're gonna tax you to hell from here on out. But I didn't call in to talk about this shit, by the way, guys.
No, we're going to talk about you heading back to Brazil and with the lovely ladies there. So what's going on with you down there when you head back?
So when I get back, it's a few things I'm gonna do a little differently. Obviously, for the entire time I was there, we were in a pandemic. Things did get pretty bad in Brazil, guys. Just being honest, like got really bad. A lot of people were dying. I got COVID down there. All my friends got COVID. That shit was crazy. But with that being said, I think when I get back, I'm gonna be a little bit more adventurous. I'm gonna travel a bit more around the country, and I'm gonna be a bit more social than I was this last go around.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think I'm gonna spend some time. I'm gonna do a lot more. Not necessarily being a nomad, but I'm gonna do some like 1 month stays in different cities.
That was my next question. How are you gonna home base it, or are you just gonna go 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here, or a month here, a month there?
So I have a home base. We're coming into springtime in Brazil right now. So if I get back in October, it'll be spring. If I get back in November, it'll be summer. But
nice.
I do have a home there. So all my stuff is still in place. I'll home base it out, and then I'll start doing like 2 weeks. Like in the north, in Manaus, in the Amazon. I might do 2 weeks in Rio de Janeiro. I might do 2 weeks in Sao Paulo, 2 weeks down in Porto Seguro, some places like that, or like further south. Just learning more about that country, and I really want to. It's time for me to start building my network out. Now that I'm fluent in Portuguese, so I don't have to like.
Oh, okay.
I've been kind of like swimming next to the wall, and now I can just do what I want to do.
Okay.
And I'm single. Dude, I don't know if the last time we talked I was single or not.
You may have been with a woman. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I hadn't been.
You had a side chick across town, and you had a main chick at least.
I wasn't single.
Last time you came here, at least.
I wasn't. I think I was just like, damn. I was like, oh shit. But I don't know why I told y'all that shit on the air. Nah, man, I'm single. I'm single now, so I'm going to be like, I'm probably dating a different type of woman next go around too.
Okay.
As well. So it's I learned a lot in these last few months in Brazil. That last like 6 months in Brazil. As an American, you do have another level of access, and it's not just like 19-year-olds. You can really get like you know, a really high level woman in that country just because, you know, we compete at a different level in the United States compared to Brazil.
Yeah, it's true.
In a concern, but y'all ask y'all questions, man, because I'm just talking.
No, that's the idea. That's the idea.
Yeah,
So when you're basically doing a fresh start, is what you're doing.
correct. We're doing a full reset.
Full reset. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did anything happen in particular to forge the hard reset, or it was just like a gradual sort of you thought about it for over a little bit of time, like, hey, you know what, I think I want to do this.
It was a gradual thing. I mean, I think it's kind of like, obviously we're adults, but like when you come into a new country, a new language, and you're progressing through that, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting to like the point where you can express yourself in one language as you do in another. You bring in the friends you would normally have in your native tongue. And same thing as far as you learn the customs of a culture. You learn how the men and women act. And then it's like, oh, okay. I wasn't hanging with people I would normally hang with if I spoke English.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So now as I learn people a bit more, I still like my friends, enjoy them, but I'm like, okay, let's add some more people to my social
Yeah.
circle.
Gotcha. Now you're talking about your social circle. Did you have it sort of like an English speaking expat area where you were? Like you had all mostly English speaking people from America?
Yeah, I did, man. I would say to anybody that's looking to move out of the country, you want to find your level as it relates to American expats. Everybody's not the same. We're all American. Don't mean we're the same when we get over there. Everybody has different things they're looking to get into. You know, some people get really into drugs. Some people get really deep into prostitutes. I don't know why. I mean, I understand why, but these guys can get they can fall the deep end on the prostitutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you just want to keep that in mind. You know, if that's the kind of guy you are, hey, whatever. But you want to find your level in these expat communities because you'll see some lifestyles kind of butt heads in real time, you know. So you want to just, I'm not saying be careful, but just, hey, what you got going on down here, man? What you like to do? And let them tell you, you know. And, I had one guy, look, man, I'm skateboarding. I'm by the beach, I'm skateboarding, man. This kid was like, Steve. I said, who the fuck knows me? You know?
Oh, shit.
And so this guy was like, Steve, man, I follow you on Twitter. You're the reason why I'm here in Brazil. I was like, for real?
Oh, shit.
So I'm talking to him, young guy, probably just out of college. I said, what you doing down here, man? And he's like, oh, man, I'm doing some things, man. My internet's out. I need to do some things on the internet. I said, hey, man, you can come by my house. You can do it there. And he was kind of like hesitant about it. And I was like, yeah, bro, you good, man. And you use my Wi-Fi. He's like, Steve, I do illegal activity. I can't do it on your computer.
Shit.
I was like, all right, bro.
Enough said. Yeah.
We're not taking any pictures together. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Brazil is a non-extraditing country. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, yeah. He was into criminal activity. So just FYI.
Well, it's good that he was honest about his criminal activity. Honor among thieves.
He was solid.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to drag. You're my buddy. I don't want to drag you into this.
Yeah, and I was like, well, thanks, man. So yeah, that whole thing happened. But yeah, man, that was crazy because like we're on the street. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on, dog.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yeah, I think he was doing the PPP loan stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh fuck. That's funny. Now, language-wise, you said you've pretty much I guess mastered the language.
Yeah, I'm fluent now.
Okay.
I'm fluent, man. So that was crazy. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So like my ex, she spoke English, so she never helped me with my Portuguese.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we only spoke in English together. And so my Portuguese was always just kind of just right there, like, it's good, but I was making
teetering on the edge, yeah.
You know, and then we broke up, and then I started dating women who only spoke Portuguese, and that was it. You know, you have somebody at your house speaking another language for a night, and the next morning, you're going to figure out all the little stuff, you know, and so Yeah, my Portuguese just flew up from there.
I say it took it to another level. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's just been, yeah, man. I gotta get back to Brazil, and I need y'all to come to Brazil.
It's on our list. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, I need y'all to come, man, because it's fucking amazing, man.
Oh yeah. You pretty much convinced us last time we talked. So.
Or since then, like, I got so many more stories now because I've been single. I've been single this whole time, so I have way more stories now.
Oh boy.
So if y'all might have chance, y'all look, man. This shit.
All right. You got all right. Hit us with one. What was your most crazy? What's your most crazy story you can relate?
Fuck. Oh my god.
Oh shit! You got to go through an inventory.
Mental Rolodex.
Before
right.
Okay. Okay. Let me think. We're 30 minutes into this, so whoever's gonna watch this on replay probably stopped already. Okay, so let's go through a couple. I'm gonna keep them like pretty PG-13. I can go R with these.
You can go X. We're fine.
Yeah, man. Oh shit, man. Fuck, man. I'll just go into the craziest one right now. So, we were at this beach bar, me and this lawyer and this engineer, and like it was like, hey, bros, grab lunch. I'm, all right, cool, whatever. We hanging out, just having a lazy day. We're like 5 or 6 beers in. Then the engineer shows up, and we're talking about Salvador, the city I live in, and we're talking about Atlanta, the city I used to live in. And they're like, so like, how's Atlanta? I was like, well, it's this, and this, and they have strip clubs. And they're like, what's a strip club? And I was like, well, women get naked, blah, 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 blah. They dance, you throw money in. And he's like, well, we have something like that here too. Do you want to go? I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. So he's like, all right, I got to make a call first. All right.
Oh boy.
No problem. So he takes me into his big, nice ass neighborhood. It's like a luxury neighborhood, big ass, like 8,000 square foot mansions, all of them. And we park in this driveway, and it's like nobody there. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm drunk at this point, so it's just like whatever. Who cares? It's like 5 p.m. and we walk into this mansion. There's a pool, it's like a rap video type of mansion, but like Brazil. Okay, what is this guy saying? Okay, he's talking about intimate partners cannot teach language to each other. Well, yeah, I hear you. That sounds okay.
Thank you for that $5 super chat, Alex.
Yeah, I hear you, but maybe not intimate partner, but intimate partners can.
There you go, one after the other.
So anyway, all right. So like it's like literally like some music video shit. So it's like these 3 older guys, they're like drinking a beer, and it's like it almost looks like a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of just hanging out. I'm drunk, but I think at this point I'm naive. I don't know what's going on. And so this woman comes out, and she's talking to me, and she's like, hey, you're a big, strong guy. I think you need 2 women. I'm like, shit, maybe I do. I don't know. Like, I'm eating some fries. I'm not thinking about what she's talking about. And so she brings these 2 women out. And like, they are like, big titties, fat ass, the whole nine, you know what I'm saying? And the girl's just kind of talking to me. And I'm not putting 2 and 2 together, guys. Okay. I'm just hanging out. I'm like, okay, cool. Where y'all from? Talking to them. And they were just kind of dry to me. So I was just like, whatever. My friend was like, yo, they're going to bring some other girls out. Just wait. I'm like, all right. So 5 turns to 6, 6 turns to 7, 7 turns to 8.
Holy shit, it's a harem.
Yeah, right. And so I'm just like, I'm drinking. We're still drinking. And now I'm wasted, man. And so they bring out this slim chick. Slim, pretty face, and this short chick with a really pretty face. Jew and Stephanie were their names. And so at this point, I am gone, guys. Like, I am fucked up, And now I know what's going on now, because Jew has taken her clothes off, And I'm like, whoa, shit, all right. So this is a brothel. Okay, I didn't really know this was a brothel. Hour and a half, 2 hours ago, this is a brothel. And so at this point, I'm like, I ain't never done shit like this before. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. And Jew was like, how big is your dick? I was like, whoa, well, all right.
She's like right out of the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Not my
Well,
hey, where you from? Are you American? Like,
no,
I've had a
care
lot
about
of
none of
beer.
that
I'm
shit.
gonna have to give you a ring check on the
so
myth.
you know, what do I say? I say, well, it's only one way to find out. You know,
Appropriate, yeah.
And she's like, all right, let's go upstairs. I was like, well, she coming too. She was like, all right.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Man, I put America on my back, guys. I represent of us. Okay. Fucking represent it. Okay. Look,
Fantastic.
they were like, it's gonna be 1 hour and it's gonna be whatever price. It was like some regular price. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And so the hour goes by, I was like, yeah, I'll get another hour. So like I get 2 hours with these two chicks.
There you go.
Okay, go at it with them. I walk out, everybody like, hey, Steve, Superman. Hey man, American
Nice.
moment, bro. Yeah, that was some debauchery. There. That's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what I was really looking for. For other guys, that's the shit they do every night. I don't do that. But it was fun. It was a ball, man. It was a ball. I had a blast out there.
It sounds like it, yeah.
If y'all are into that kind of thing, it's like 4 clubs in Rio that do that.
Good to know.
And they
Make
got a
note of
lot
that.
of them there. So this one was a bit more sparse. It was more of like a little house type of thing. It's not necessarily illegal, but they're not just like, hey,
It didn't sound commercial.
No, this was
not. Yeah.
In Rio, they have like just straight up clubs. I don't have to name the clubs, but you Rio de Janeiro aficionados out there, y'all know the clubs I'm talking about in Copacabana, in Lampa, and all those other clubs.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it was. What else I did? I think I went to an island, brought a girl and her best friend out there, stayed with those 2 girls for 8 days. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was a fun time.
Nice.
Days with them, I was like, shit, hey, it's the life, dog. Like you can really do what you want to out there, man.
It sounds like it, yeah. It sounds wide open.
Yeah, man. I think I would say like from the other men that I see there, unfortunately, they still have problems with women. Like American problems with women. And I think we've touched on that before, but wherever you go, there you are.
You take your mindset with you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen guys who made great money, didn't have a problem. They weren't ugly men or anything like that. And they were still like, man, why are these women always trying to use me, man? Like, why is this? Why is that? I'm like, bro, hold on. How you getting used in 2 countries?
That's fucking pathetic.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
have
the advantage in this country. And how you still...
The common denominator is that dude, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, some of these guys, oh my God, it's the paradox, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's really into me, bro. She's not into you. But they had that with prostitutes down there. And you'll see American men like prostitutes and date prostitutes. And then get mad when they do prostitute shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Well, yeah, I met her in the club, man, but like she's cool, man. And by the club, I mean the prostitute club.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
The brothel club.
You leave them in the brothel, man. Why do you have them come to your house and eat pizza with you and watch Netflix?
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it happens to a lot of Americans, and some of them boys marry those women, by the way.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they marry and they get long-term relationships with them, man. They, that's their whole thing, man. I don't get it, but hey.
Yeah, I think that's all the best they can do.
Well, I have not seen that level of low self-esteem outside the United States in men. At that level, maybe India, but I don't know what happened, but like some of us, not all of us, got beat up mentally.
Oh yeah.
As far as our self-worth, some of the things I've seen, man, coming out of there, I'm like, bro, come on.
I remember we talked about that, and it happens around puberty for young men. It's their stuff. It just completely gets stomped on.
Like, what happened, man? Like, and then like, is there a way for men to fix that? Is my question.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a way?
Yes, but it's I don't know if it's a viable solution. Part of it is an almost complete eradication of social media, for one. Um, Getting guys back out into the world.
Hmm.
Um,
Do
yeah.
they need to get off social media, or do you think social media in general needs to be eradicated?
No, social media is a tool,
Okay.
but I think guys need to not rely on it so much. And I
Do you
think that's what
think
a lot of guys are. It's so endemic. It's so part of the culture. I mean, James can attest to this. It's part of. He grew up in social media age.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Nowadays,
it
it's not. You don't just make friends online. You are raised online. Because I mean, our parents
exactly.
don't raise us to begin with, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
So
like you say,
the
it's a tool.
yeah, but a man's self-esteem then becomes intertwined with those virtual, especially if they don't become physical friendships. That's why TJ is always saying too, like you have to. We all say you have to get out there and make connections.
Yeah.
Take your relationships offline.
Correct.
And a
Correct.
We're
lot of guys are
constantly
not,
yelling at men like don't just drag yourself out of the house. Drag your buddy out of the house. Take him to the bar and
exactly.
say, we're gonna spend a couple hours here talking,
Yeah,
having a
or
good time.
go do something. Like we're having another Village by the Sea meetup out here on the Jersey coast this week coming up, starting on Saturday. And one of the days that TJ and Rob and James are out here, and James is already out here, but all four of us will be together.
Mhm.
We're just gonna go drink and go axe throwing.
As y'all should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you build. That's how you build those bonds, man.
Hmm.
Damn, man. See, like, I think it's. I like social media, but like, I really spent a lot of time growing up around men and boys, and you know, playing all that stuff. Social media has always been like an accessory for me, as opposed to being like the be all end all. And I think James, what you're saying is, do you think men are more lonely now than ever?
I wouldn't say more lonely than ever. Because nowadays we get the chance to again like get raised online and have people, I have a problem with my medical issues or something like that. I can hit somebody else up online who has had that problem, fixed it, and I can do that 10 times. I have a smorgasbord of options. Whereas if I only had contact with my one remaining parent, I might not get any answer.
Mhm.
And in fact didn't get any answers. So there's that element which is positive social interaction. The not positive angle is when we start using it for validation, because I feel like it's really easy to give on the internet and it's really easy to take away. Really easy to be like, she's not messaging me back, what's wrong with me? That sort of idea.
Hmm.
That's just different when you have somebody sitting across the table for you. And it's like, all right, I can pick up on her body language. Maybe she's not saying anything
Yeah.
at the moment, but she's leaning across the table, looking at you doe-eyed. That's a source of validation, and
Right.
that dopamine.
Well, just the fact that she's there is
Yeah,
a positive thing, and that's you're not going to get that sort of, like you said, James, that validation online.
How do we
Yeah.
how do we get men offline though? How do we get men to start getting the results they want? You know?
That's a good question. I want to say in some instances, guys have to hit some sort of rock bottom,
Mm-hmm.
because we can talk about this till we're blue in the face.
Right, of course.
It's like that whole thing of demonstrating, not explicating.
Of course.
I can tell you, hey, blah 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 blah, and do this and this, and Steven, you can say, hey, come down here
Yeah.
to Brazil and experience
Right.
this, blah blah blah, and but unless they make that conscious decision to make that change, the only thing you can do, if you're that self, I mean, some guys just want to be mired in their bullshit. They don't care.
Yeah.
They want to keep doing the same shit, hoping that something along the line, they're going to just throw shit and see if it sticks to the wall, and then they're
Right.
going to take that option and say, "Oh, this is great," and I'm going to run with that. All right, that's fine, whatever. And then some guys come to a self-awareness and realize this isn't working for me. what do then? All right, then what do I do? At that
Mhm.
point, they need to seek out men that are of like minds, are
Right.
doing the things that they want to do, and then they have to surround themselves with those like-minded men. Online, it's a tool. Online, you can use that as a jumping point or
Mhm.
as a way of introduction. Like we do this Masculine Geek Life,
Right.
just being on here on Masculine Geek on the
Right.
broadcasts, and
Mhm.
then using that as a tool for real life interactions. That's the only thing that I can think of that would work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think because some of the stuff I'm seeing, because James, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
Bro, like I'm seeing like 21, 22-year-olds that don't even have the confidence to talk to other men.
Hmm.
You know,
Yes.
like I remember back when I was 21, I wouldn't ask Vince like, hey, is it okay if I ask you a question? And then wait for you to ask the question, wait for you to say yes. Like I'm not asking Vince consent. Hey,
Right.
Vince, what do you think about this and this?
Right.
And I'm seeing 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-old guys. I'm like, if you're cowering amongst men like this, I don't know
Yeah.
how y'all talking to girls.
They're
Yeah.
not.
No, that's something
They're
I'm very
absolutely
familiar
not.
with.
Yeah.
That's something I'm very familiar with because I have a bunch of because I try to keep track with as many people roughly my age as possible, especially the
Right.
ones growing up in Gen Z. Gen Alpha, I don't have much experience with, and
Mhm.
because they're mostly not old enough to talk about. They're not
Yeah.
old enough to articulate anything at this point. But with Gen Z guys, a lot of times it's like, oh, I didn't have a dad, or I had a dad and he was either a pussy or he was one of those like, do what I say constantly, like never question me, going on a constant power trip. Oh fuck, we just lost Steven.
We lost Steven.
Oh, trouble in Brooklyn. They came and got him. Holy shit!
They busted
The
down the
branch.
door and said,
We thought maybe the Brooklynites got you.
Nah, man, I don't know what just happened. My phone
knock
just
down your door and ask for your Vax card.
Right.
What? Vex card? My bad.
Where's your
Hide
green
in the
card?
cupboard.
Right. Hide in the
But no,
cupboard.
it's like just to wrap up that thought, it's they have this experience where
Mhm.
people are constantly domineering over them. They're not allowed to go out, experience anything. They're not
Yeah.
allowed to we talked about this on the Zoom. They're not allowed to build a bike ramp, They're not allowed to go out and experience things. They're not allowed to question anybody. They get smacked around, or even if they don't get smacked around or spanked or something like that, they'll get berated anytime they question anybody in a position of authority. Especially nowadays, that's not just at home, that's in schools. Is your
Yeah, that's
self-esteem,
true.
your
Yeah.
worth is a function of this fat pear-shaped retard in the front of the room.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the Zoom. We had talked about something that Doc Purden brought up. He wrote School of Errors, and I believe he mentions this in there. Kids, their range of adventuring, as it were. Like when we were kids, we did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the study compared children from decades ago, like 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even into the 90s. Their range of adventuring from their house, and the average distance was, I think, 3 to 5 miles.
3 to 5 miles is what you said on the Zoom. Yeah.
3 to 5, yeah. And then now, kids today, their range from their house is about 300 feet.
Yeah.
300.
They're not, going out and doing. They're not engaging with their environment.
They're not getting their hands dirty.
Exactly. They're not playing in the dirt. They're worried about safety. They're too scared to do any of these things, which is why the COVID stuff is everyone's falling into line with this because
It's
everyone's
not, like I
afraid.
said on the Zoom, it's not the kids that are scared of it. It's the parents.
Well, what I mean,
The kids
children,
want an adventure. They want they want to go out. They want to go on the river. They want to take.
Well,
let
me clarify that.
I jumped the gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, stop that. No, the kids I believe when they're younger, yes, they just naturally gravitate towards that sort of activity. The parents are weaning that off of them.
Mm.
So there's still inklings of it there, I think, but the parent, like you said, the parents and the people in schools churches, every institution is essentially dampening. That's what we talked about, dampening this down, and they're destroying their self-esteem. They're afraid of their own. Kids are afraid of their own shadows.
Correct. I think this is going to happen. I think we're going to see a rise in the meanest generation, wildest generation in like 20 years. These people are going to be fucking insane. That's what I believe. These kids are going to want some revenge for taking their prom from them, taking, 2 or 3 or 4 years of their life. Yeah. They're gonna exact revenge on us for that. I don't know when it's gonna come, but I don't see them. You're not gonna helicopter parent for 3 generations. That's just not happening.
Yeah.
We're on round 2 right now. It's not gonna be around.
The frog is slowly coming to the boiling point.
Yeah, and I think there's gonna be some serious pushback. It's gonna come out of these 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds right now. In a decade, we're gonna start seeing them voice their opinions, and it's not gonna be no soft ass socialism shit. They're gonna be like, let's burn all this shit down.
Burn this motherfucker down.
You put me in a GIMP mask, I'm gonna put you in the retirement home, or worse.
There you go.
I think it's gonna
day of the pillow.
Yeah, the day of the yeah. There you go.
I think that's what we're gonna see. Because I look at these little children and like, all these kids ain't taking this shit sitting down. Some of them are like, what the fuck did y'all do to me? Pump me full of this shit. You let me get fat. You fucking, I might be sterile because of this shit you put in my arm. They're not going to take this shit sitting down, man. If I know human willpower like I think I do, somebody going to pay for this shit. And I think it's going to be them making us pay in 20 years. Through them.
I think you're going to see a huge, massive wave of just people getting sent to like mass. I think you're going to see the concentration camp equivalent of retirement homes. I think they're going to be that.
You're going to see the industry of the retirement home, the large, sprawling suburban retirement home is
like no, seriously, like you need a city.
I believe it.
People,
it's already there. There's a place called the Villages. The Villages in Florida. It is a retirement city.
Really?
Yes, it's like look it up. Go look it up. The Villages, Florida. It sounds like a neighborhood. It's a town. It is a zip code.
You can share it if you go. Share it, James.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I'll say it on whatchamacallit.
But everybody there is retirement age, and there's probably 150,000 people there.
Holy crap! That's a small. They have their own zip code.
Correct. Did you see it now?
Yeah.
There will be more like that. And it's all retirement community. Nobody young lives there.
Census-designated place in Sumter County, Florida, United States, shares the thing with a broader master-planned, age-restricted community that spreads into portions of Lake and Marion County.
Oh yeah, I've talked about this before. Like, it's yeah.
Do you
see Villages was the fastest? Holy crap!
Look at this.
Only 10 years.
And 2020, the Villages was the fastest-growing metropolitan area in the United States, growing 39% from about 93,000 in 2010 to about 130,000 in 2020.
Come on!
Holy crap!
It just gets better as it goes on. The village covers an area of approximately 32 square miles, an area larger than Manhattan. And it's expanding mostly to the south of the current.
Drop the bomb.
Drop the bomb immediately. We're going to solve Social Security in one fell swoop.
Say next Hiroshima. Holy crap!
And that won't be the only community like that in the United States. You're going to see that happen in several places.
Jesus
You'll see them pop up in Utah, probably Arizona or Nevada.
Yeah. You'll see that in most of the warmer climates. Yeah. You're not going to see that in Maine or New Hampshire or anything like that. Not of that magnitude, anyway.
No.
Well, no, you will see them there, but that'll be like the Elan School for retirement homes. Like, I'm going to get you back, motherfucker. You're going to Maine.
Yep, and that'll be a little more elitist-ish. Yeah. Jesus, holy crap!
That one's going to be where they put the seniors in fight rings. You want to try to escape? You want to try to escape this middle of the nowhere Maine? No, I don't think so. You're not running out there.
No.
We're going to know if you try to escape.
They're not gonna
I
make it.
can't
man.
wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be incredible. Just the pain and anguish of tens of thousands of people going to retirement communities.
Man, what have we done in America, man? Come on, man.
Well, not we. We're millennials. Those boomers. The boomers, dude. You know?
I mean, like, but I'm saying, like, like, you've seen grandma off to die in the villages. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get so far removed from, the extended family living near us or living in the same home? Like,
Yeah.
Because they treated us like shit. That's being Gen Z. It's not like really.
I mean, I hate to say this, but like, this is why I genuinely, in some ways, look forward to a economic collapse, because people are actually going to have to depend on their family and not be like, oh, I can go hire a third worlder to go take care of me in some resort in Florida where there's tax benefits and, they're willing to work for $1 an hour off the table. It's like, no, the only people who care about you are your family, and they want to shove a pill in your face right now.
Yeah.
I'm just the moment. Here's the thing. It's kind of like the saying, "There's no feminist during a natural disaster."
Right.
Like, all egalitarianism does not exist. All this stuff goes out the door the moment it's life or death, and if it's not, those people are going to die very quickly. Thank God. So. Yeah. That's where people finally realize, oh, I actually need my family to take care of me because I can't subcontract that to a bunch of third worlders who don't even speak my language.
Correct. I can't wipe my own ass.
You know what? I think when you had to look in the mirror and say, like, hey, I fucked my family over, that's why they don't visit me anymore. And I taught them to be cold towards people, that's why they don't talk to me anymore. I think that's a bad place to you're the last 5-10 years of your life and you're in a fucking nursing home. That's a terrible place to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
It is. That's why, like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going out on my motorcycle.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a day where it's just like, yeah, I know I'm going to end up in a nursing home, but guys, I'm going to just send a letter to my kids.
You're just going to close your eyes and go through. You're just going to close your eyes and run through that busy intersection.
No, I'm gonna just say right eternal.
It looked like a really nice ramp, and now we're gonna find out.
I'll just say,
finally build that ramp.
Okay, maybe I won't ruin the motorcycle, but I'll just be like, guys, it kind of like a guy I know, Adam Piggott. He's got his website, and he was talking about if I get cancer, I'm not gonna do chemo. I'm just gonna use all that money to buy the best cigars and whiskey that I can get, and just go out like a man. I'm like, yes, that's exactly it. Like, if you know when your time's about over, it's like, why not light up a few stogies? Like,
I agree. Yeah. I mean, like, I've seen, we've all experienced cancer in some form or fashion from other people. I'm not going out like that.
Nope.
I want to go out looking like how I look right now. I'm not trying to go out looking, 70 pounds lighter, hanging on to life. Like, no, fuck that. No,
yep, staring at life support machines.
Yeah. You have a party and be like, guys, I'm having a going away party.
Having a masculine geek.
Let's get the finest whiskey, the best stogies, the best food. Use all that money to just have a good time and be like, guys, like, we're having a wake, except I'm alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You might as well have the party to enjoy it. So yeah. What an invitation that would be. Everyone come to my wake.
Well, you know what? But awesome. It's a guy who knows. First of all, he's going to be there, but also, if people got to say something, they can say it then, not say it like, oh, at their funeral. It's like, I hate to say it, but like, he's dead.
He was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy. Well, not Aaron. We're gonna be like, yeah, that 5'9" bastard.
That son of a bitch. That gay hand motherfucker. Yeah.
If you want to say I touched your ass because you're waiting until you don't get to wait until after I died. No, you could say it at the wake.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you don't want Aaron saying he wants to touch your ass.
Yeah, you just buy the finest stuff that you can in life, because what also ends up happening with a lot of these older people is they drain and completely waste their inheritance that they would go to their kids. Like, let's say they had $200,000 and they had like 1 or 2 kids, right? You just spent that in a matter of months just to hold on to life for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or whatever,
I'm
however long it is. It's like,
I'm in complete agreement with you, TJ. Absolutely.
yeah, it's like, no, yeah, we're gonna buy a whole bunch of good stuff, and I'm gonna enjoy my time with my family, and they're gonna remember me like when I was still there, not like when I'm like, looking like the guy from the Last Crusade, the guy who chose poorly.
Oh, well, no. Oh, yeah. When he just desiccated right in front of everyone's eyes. Yeah. You don't want to go out as a desiccated corpse, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man. I remember watching my dad die. Like the day that he was going. There was a nurse there, and they're giving him morphine and stuff like that because at that point the pain was absolutely unbearable, and he's still feeling it. The nurse says, "It's like, can't you do anything?" It's like, well, if I give him any more morphine, his heart will stop. I'm sitting there, man, like, I genuinely don't see the downside here, and I think my dad was lucid at that point. He probably would not. That's it. That's the heavy reality.
Yeah, I was recently watching The Shootist, which was John Wayne's last film, and Jimmy Stewart's character has just diagnosed him with this terminal cancer, and he's describing to him the kind of death he's going to endure. And then he stops him at the door and he goes, I'm not a brave man, but you must be. I would not die a death that I just described if I had your courage. Like, he's kind of just saying, like, find another way to die rather than through this cancer, because it's going to be horrific, right?
Yeah.
So, like, don't do that. Like, chemotherapy, it's like, no, that's not going to, it's going to keep you alive. And for some people it has, but it's like, for a lot of people, like, no, just buy really expensive bourbon, some stogies, and some good food, and hang out with your family and enjoy. So that way they remember you on a good note. They don't remember when you're like, shriveled up, skeleton, and senile.
Yeah. Pass along a few last lessons.
Exactly. You know what's something interesting about?
Here's an idea. Figure out how your family's going to continue afterwards. That's a really good thing to plan out.
Oh, absolutely, especially if you have children.
Yeah, don't want to leave that. Trust me, don't want to leave that unfinished, guys.
Nope. No. There was something interesting I noticed about watching old movies, even up to in the 70s and 80s. The first movie I became cognizant of when I was watching Dirty Harry, and his partner was in the hospital. And then I was watching Hemingway's Sun Also Rises again a few days ago. And in all instances in the hospital, there was sun therapy. They were fucking outside. The hospital or sanitarium. You have to bring sanitariums back just for this reason. They all had large courtyards or areas where they could rotate the patients through to get sun and air, and that was part of the healing process, was being outside in the air and the sun. Right. We don't do that anymore.
Hell no.
That's nowhere in the curriculum, as it were, in the healing process. Just these cubicles with this fluorescent lighting beating down on you. You're lucky if the window even looks out or the sun even comes in the goddamn window.
No, that's not a way to go, man. Fuck that.
Nope.
No. Fuck that.
Sounds like a nightmare.
If I had cancer, I don't even tell nobody I had cancer. I just go out like Black Panther.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like Norm Macdonald did, like with dignity?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, I love the guy. I was listening to some of his old stuff. I'm like, that dude was a national treasure, like one of the most underrated national treasures. Like, he was hilarious on SNL.
And he didn't make his sickness part of his virtue signaling social media propaganda bullshit.
Exactly, man. Like,
yep.
Whenever we're all gonna die, right? I'm not a fucking heart attack. I'm not a car accident. I'm not a cancer. I am who I was while I was alive. I'm not the way I left. I don't want y'all to be like, man, Steve was such a strong fighter. He was a survivor. He beat cancer. Man, fuck that.
Yep.
No, man. Like, that shit. I mean, everybody has their own reasons, right?
Yeah.
And so, you got kids, whatever, but hey, but like, man, fuck no. I'm not going through that kind of pain. I already told you you're finna die. And I gotta make it hurt. Y'all got it. No.
Yeah.
Y'all got it. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't going for it, dog.
No, we're not going
no.
like that. No.
It's a pretty heavy conversation, guys.
I know. What the hell? I blame.
Pretty morbid, by the
Whoops.
way.
Fucking boomers bringing down the mood.
Yeah. What
Tons
the
of bitches
hell?
ruined something else.
God
What have we
damn
done?
it. Oh,
What's
it's
up?
too
Y'all
fun.
going to see this James Bond, this new James Bond movie? Y'all James Bond fans?
When does that come out? Was it this weekend?
Coming
Or
out
in
soon.
October?
I mean, this
Something's
weekend's
coming
October.
out. Oh, the Venom Carnage movie that comes out.
Yeah.
I think that comes out the first or the second, and then there's Dune. I think on the 15th.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
some
let me
shit.
see. Let's see when new James Bond come out. New James Bond.
Was that No Time to Die or No
It's
Day
No
to
Time to
Die?
Die.
No Time to Die. Yeah.
I'm seeing reviews on it. Let's see.
Jeez, I
release.
thought that came out like 3 years ago.
Which
I
one?
know,
No Time to
right?
Die?
They've probably been talking about it for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
supposed to
you
come out
feel
November
like you've seen.
2021.
Oh,
It
okay,
comes out.
you
It
feel like
comes out
you've
next
seen one
month.
already. Oh, in November. Okay. You're doing
Al
sort of a
Jazeera.
Christmas.
It premieres. It's in theaters, I think.
Hmm.
They premiered it at a film festival. They're not giving me a date. What the fuck? I guess it's out.
All right. Is it getting good reviews?
I mean, it's a James Bond movie, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably gonna do well, just about no matter what.
Yeah, that's
of
true.
course. Daniel Craig kind of grew into the role of James Bond. I didn't like him as James Bond at first, and I grew to like him. I don't know how I'm into James Bond films. I don't know about y'all.
Oh yeah, TJ is sort of a historical aficionado of James Bond.
I watched, back when Netflix was first coming out, they had every James Bond film on Netflix, and I watched all of them.
Oh, nice! Like you had like a little marathon.
Like the old school ones, like.
Yeah.
Don't trigger Karen Clary if Goldfinger is not your favorite.
You said what, James?
Goldfinger, because I did a review like 3 or 4 years ago about the James Bond films, and I said Goldfinger was a great film, but it wasn't like the greatest film because the ending was a little cheesy in some of the aesthetics, and Karen Clary got triggered. And he tried to like get a third party arbitrator to like judge between us, and
I remember that. I remember that.
Why is he so hung up on that?
I'll say what?
Why did he get so hung up about that?
Because I said that Goldfinger was not the greatest James Bond film ever, and he's like convinced it is the greatest. And I didn't say For Your Eyes
He also
Only
thinks Michelle Obama is beautiful. So
yeah, well, that's true.
Why would he say that?
I don't exactly.
Well, no. Not only that, he thought Ingrid Bergman was ugly, and
he's got everything backwards. Up is down, down is up.
Right. So he had a third party compare the two movies. The one movie that I kind of liked, that I thought was pretty close to one of the best Bond films, and he lost. He lost good and hard, and I never made him forget it. So
he had to buy you alcohol too.
He had to buy me something. I can't remember what it was. It might have been tobacco or a book or something. He just sent me money. He's like, dude, you buy whatever. Because I was gonna buy that Cowboy Bebop poster. That's what I was gonna do.
Nice.
So TJ, I got a couple questions for you. One, who is the best James Bond? Two, what is the worst James Bond movie? And there's only one right answer to the worst James Bond movie, by the way. But who do you think is the best James Bond? And then what's the worst James Bond movie?
Best James Bond. So the problem is I've read the books.
Okay.
So if I hadn't read the books, I'd say Sean Connery.
Okay.
I think Sean Connery was the best in that regard. The best literary interpretation of the Bond character was Timothy Dalton. He's not my favorite Bond, but like I know that's what. If Ian Fleming had survived, he would have said that is James Bond. The worst one, I'd say it's not a tie, but it's a very close tie between Diamonds Are Forever, and a View to a Kill. Like those two are probably the worst Bond films. Now, I understand that there were bad Bond films. The Man with the Golden Gun was not a great Bond film, but it wasn't like so bad that I wanted to gag.
So I think you're missing one, and it's
Which
the
one?
American James Bond.
Oh, the Casino Royale, the TV show that came out before all of
That
it. I
shit
never saw that one.
sucked.
Yeah,
was
I'm sure
terrible.
it did. And but the thing is, it's not considered canon.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally agree with you. Like if
Okay.
we're gonna include that one, yeah, that's probably the worst one.
Yeah, it was like, in the heat of the night, bad. Like,
Oh, shit.
you know,
That's pretty funny.
it was
They
terrible,
call them
man.
tips.
I remember watching it being like, yo, what is this? Like,
What is this
Oh.
shit?
Oh, are you talking about the one with David Nevin?
that's what I'm talking about.
David
That's what I'm
Niven.
talking about.
Oh, okay, because there were two. There was a TV version that was made before the Bond films, and then there was the David Nevin. Okay, yes, I totally agree. That is the worst Bond film. But if we're going to talk about like canon, I'd say A View to a Kill and Diamonds Are Forever are among the worst for various reasons, like, and that we can go into. But I'd say I mean, honestly, it's just hard to beat Sean Connery. Like, I think Roger Moore had some of the better plots some of the time. Like, if Sean Connery had been in For Your Eyes Only, it would have been the best Bond film by far.
Yeah.
But Sean Connery was Roger Moore was just too old. But he's still, the funny thing is he actually portrayed a very serious Bond. Like he kicked the villain's car over a cliff, which was very not Roger Moore in that show. So, or within his characters, he tended to be more of the cartoonish kind of playboy. He even said that he couldn't take Bond seriously because he figured that a guy like that would walk into any bar in the world and be immediately recognized. So, like, what's the point of playing a secret agent? Like, everybody knows who you are, right?
Right.
So he saw himself more as a playboy, but I think that I think some of the early Sean Connery films were, I just think they were good. Like, I thought Goldfinger was a great film. I just didn't think it was the greatest Bond film ever. And apparently, Aaron, that was that was more than he could handle.
Yeah. Okay, I got another question for you. This is a question I've been kind of chewing on I only ask myself this. I never asked anybody else. Is there an American equivalent to James Bond?
No, I don't. And the reason I say that is because Bond was the creation of a very specific time period. He kind of represents like the last hurrah of the British Empire. And he had specific things about him, like the type of watch he had, the type of cigarettes he had, the type of suits he had, the type of car. He didn't drive an Aston Martin in the books. He drove a Bentley. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of stuff was important to the British, but not to Americans. Mm-hmm. I think that Americans, like, we appreciate it because it was kind of like sophisticated. It was a level of sophistication that most Americans just don't. It doesn't fit within our culture. Right. Like we're just, I think we're too, class-wise, we're too egalitarian. I think I mean, like, for example, in the Pacific Northwest, that's why rich or poor, everybody dresses the same. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody dresses nice in our area. Everybody dresses casual. It's all yoga pants, right? So I don't think that there's an equivalent because he's such a specific creation of a culture that Americans, we just don't, at least, today we don't share. And trying to be classy is difficult. I mean, even Cary Grant, who was an American, was like transatlantic.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Mictobus has a challenge. Michael Knight was the. Go ahead, read it, James.
Michael Knight was the American James Bond. Changed my mind.
I have no idea who he is.
Right.
The name sounds familiar.
Look him up. Michael Knight.
As in Knight Rider?
Yeah, Knight Rider. No. Dave will have no. I don't think. I think the problem is that how can I put it? we don't have like the CIA doesn't have. How can I put it? I'm trying to think of a good way of putting it. The British Secret Service is able to romanticize their assassins. Like our best is like Argo, the film, like where you have the CIA going. It just doesn't work with our guys because they're not exotic enough.
Yeah.
And the whole organization is just too young.
What was funny, and here's what was hilarious about
they have a long history of being scumbags.
Yeah.
Let me illuminate this for everybody.
Yeah.
CIA has a long history of being scumbags.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what was funny is even in real life, the guy in real life, the CIA agent involved in the Argo operation was ethnically Hispanic, but there was like some debate about like, oh, what are you? And he's like, I've always seen myself as American. Like they couldn't even give him the Hispanic attachment. He's just like, I've never seen myself as anything other than an American. So I was like, if they're going to do something with that guy for that film, it's like, no, dude, like I'm an American. I drink whiskey and there's nothing romantic about what I do, which is funny. And it was the same thing with a whole bunch of other guys. There's this one soldier who was kind of like the real life Rambo, where I think they were asking him about like his identity. He's like, yeah, I'm an American. Because they're always trying to like make exotic or trying to make them seem like there's something other than what they are. And they're kind of just, they seem more down to earth. Whereas Bond tended to be this sort of like, he was an aristocrat, but he didn't make the money. Because in the books, he's actually not very rich. He's kind of poor. He makes all his money from the gambling houses that he goes to, the casinos. Yeah. That's what's funny. It's like he has the taste of an aristocrat, but he doesn't have the money.
But we don't have that class in the United States.
Right.
Well, I was just talking about that with my relative, like with a bunch of families where the wealth disappears after like one or two generations. Like they just squander it, or the kid's an idiot, or it just doesn't like the aristocracy doesn't last unless you're like a very important family, like maybe possibly the Kennedys, or you're the Rothschilds, or the Carnegies, or whatever, whoever it is. But I think that most of them just burn through their money. I mean, cocaine and hookers cost so much, right?
Right. Right.
I like the idea that we sort of criminalized our nobility.
Yeah, I think that I just think either that or they don't have kids. Like I think that was one thing that was big among the aristocracy back in the day was you're going to have a male heir regardless, like come hell or high water, and it's got to be a legitimate one.
Steven, hang on a second, TJ. Steven, do you have headphones? We're getting some massive feedback over your.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get y'all. Let me plug it in real quick. I got headphones.
Plug it in.
Plug it in. Plug it in. I don't think that Joe Biden's son is. I don't know if he has any kids, but I don't see that family line continuing very much further.
Yeah.
Well, no. On the count of crackheads they got.
It's putting it mildly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that I was in Europe in July and August, and there's a level of what's the word, posh, like they're posh there, like they're just polished. There's a level of polish that they have that we just don't, and I saw it and I was like, wow, this is, even the common guy was a level ahead of a higher class American. And in some ways, I think that it's just not taught in American society. Like that level of manners, that level of like the way you carry yourself is just not.
Oh yeah, I was in Central Paris, and I was at, first of all, the highest number. I've never seen so many beautiful young women in one area, and they weren't just beautiful; they were dressed to the nines, and they were dressed immaculately. They were dressed tastefully, and they were dressed modestly.
And they were just going out shopping the local store.
France gets this reputation for stuff. I'm like, I didn't see a single immodestly dressed girl in Paris. They all were dressed like very modestly, but they like their clothes were very stylish. Like, and I'm not even joking when I say this. Like, baguette in the basket of their bicycle. They're right. Like, I was just like, is this like a? Did they like hire girls to do this? Because I saw more than one do it, and I was turning to my friend and I said, "Did they pay these girls to do this?" And the Parisian bar owner said, "No, dude, this is Central Paris. Like, you go out to the suburbs, you're gonna see something different. But like, this is what you see when you're." I'm like, I could stay here. I could stay here for a little bit.
Yeah.
But what you're seeing is the difference between dressing yourself and simply covering yourself.
Yeah, because all the girls in the Pacific Northwest, they all wear. I'm not exaggerating. Almost all of them wear yoga pants. Like, yoga pants is the default attire here. Whether they're fat, skinny, or should be skinny, they are wearing yoga pants.
The audacity, man.
Yeah, that's just not. It's visually unpleasant on most people.
You gotta bring back shame, man. You gotta bring back shame to society.
Make fat shaming great again,
please.
Yeah, they're seriously. That is one thing that I think does need to come back, is the certain social stigmas.
Yeah, like, we need to be pointing and laughing at people when we see them do certain things. I was like, being in Europe, like, it was interesting seeing men throughout, young men to older men. What was interesting to me was seeing the Dutch guys were still well dressed into their 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. You do not see that in the United States. Maybe here you see a bit in Brooklyn, but for the most part, you don't see older men taking care of themselves at basically any level.
They just give up. They just give up. If it was even there to begin with,
Right.
That's the joke. Is I already got my lady. I don't need to impress anybody anymore.
Who I need to impress, man? I don't need to impress anybody. And it's like,
you hear that a lot. Then you hear that don't judge me. No judgments. Don't judge me. You hear that a lot from young women everywhere.
No.
Like, what? Yeah, we are judging you, and shut up.
You are being judged.
You're being judged, whether it's being voiced or not. You're being judged, and
guilty.
We're making minute little mental changes on how we're going to perceive you and enact with you.
Yeah, they want that. They want that utopian. They want to bring a utopia to life where it's like, well, it would be different. They were saying, "Don't judge me," and they were walking around like with a high standard, tight body, nice hair, nice legs.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'd be different. Like, okay, cool. I'm not judging you, but it's like, you're not holding yourself to any standard. And no, you want me to play make believe with you. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And
you want to drag they want to drag us into their fantasy land and think it's fine. Emperor has no clothes.
But TJ, I think to your point though, I think a lot of the women you saw in France weren't just pretty; they were slim.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see a single obese person in France, and I was through Normandy, Burgundy, Champagne. You're gonna see the average, and there's a reason. I have a theory for that, but you'll see the occasional elderly guy with a paunch, like that's normal. Yeah. And we were hanging out, or we were, going through an area with our tour guide, and I said, like, I noticed that the food at the hotel that we eat at, it tastes different. Like, what's up with that? And he goes, it has no corn in it. And I go, well, what do you mean? And he goes, we don't eat corn here. Like, we don't put corn in any of our food. We think corn is only good for chickens. They don't put corn in any of their foods of any kind.
Wow.
And then I came back to America, and I was like, So I start looking at our food, and I'm like, holy hell, what
it's in almost
doesn't
everything.
Have corn? Yeah, what doesn't have corn in everything? And I thought that was kind of interesting. And the other thing is, what was fascinating is, like, you'll see areas that are old, but like there was no blight, like urban or rural blight. Like you go to parts of my state, there's rural blight where there's just businesses that are abandoned homes, abandoned houses, kind of like Detroit. I didn't see anything like that in France at all. Like,
No, I didn't either when I was there.
And I was
That
in
back in
Normandy. And the thing
2010.
is that these people have lived there for 1,000 years.
Literally.
I think that they have kind of a firm understanding of who they are. They don't need anybody telling them, like, if there's an abandoned building, it's like, yeah, it's been there for 500 years. We'll figure something out to do with it. Like, we don't need the central government. And if some of those people do not see themselves as French, they see themselves as Normans, which is funny. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you go to parts of, like, you go to Wales, they're not English, and don't ever confuse them with the English. So that's what's really interesting. And it's kind of the same thing in the United States with some people, like,
Texas.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm not. Well, most of them actually, most people are like, yeah, I'm American, but I'm Southern first, or I'm Texan first, or whatever.
Or New
Speaking
Yorkers.
as a proud Texan, I'm
Yeah.
going to put that state above the rest of the union, I'm afraid.
Y'all got y'all's own Pledge of Allegiance in Texas. But I think New Yorkers do that, Californians do it, and Texans do it. And folks from the Bayou in Louisiana, I think they do it too.
Oh, okay.
As far as separate themselves from other Americans, but
yeah,
there's a few of them down there. Like, there's certain federal holidays they won't celebrate for the sake of just saying "fuck you," you can't make me, which I love. Good on them.
Yeah, I think. Now, I will say, I think that America has the propensity to have a lot of beautiful women. They're just all fat right now.
I think that's true. Is like, there's some girls I've met where, like, honey, if you lost like a couple pounds, like, put yourself on a diet, like, you wouldn't be hard on the eyes. But I'm sorry, like, I assume that if we were to, like, the moment you get into a relationship, my assumption is you gain 20 pounds. Like, that's just the cynical guy in me, is like, I get into a relationship with you, you gain this many pounds. If you're already overweight, it ain't getting better. Because I've seen what women look like. I'm sorry, Facebook has destroyed, like, the illusion. Like, you can go look at what some buddy of yours wife looked like on their wedding day. And you can look at what they look like now, and, like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Like, did you eat someone on your way? I understand, like, years go by, but like, I mean, it's not just one person, and I know exceptions to the rule. So that's the thing. But, like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not dealing with that kind of stuff.
There's a level of laziness in the United States that is just
if a girl's single
insane.
and she is not in good shape, it's only going to get worse.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
That problem is probably not fixing itself.
No, it's not.
Correct.
It's not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna get together and everything will be okay. Nah, it's
No,
doesn't work that
it's
way.
not gonna be okay.
No woman
the
ever got
Real
thin
quick,
because she
real
got
quick.
married.
I did a fucking newsletter article about this. I was talking to a girl who, she would have looked a lot nicer had she lost like 10, 20 pounds. Right? Would have been into the acceptable range. But I'm sitting there like, I got nothing going on. I'll talk to her. She messaged me out of the blue. I'll go for it. She was such a bitch.
Oh man,
it was unbelievable.
Well, at least they don't.
Here's the thing. Wait, no. Let me finish this. If you don't, like, they sense the fact that you're talking to them out of, like, I have nothing else going on, and they take that
almost
and
pity.
I'm going to scare you away now.
I'm going to give you a reason to not talk to me.
So disappointing.
I think the worst is actually when you meet a girl where, like, she's to the point where you're not physically attracted to her, but she's a sweetheart. Like, she'd be your secretary, where, like, you could do, like, the whole Humphrey Bogart thing from Maltese Falcon. Like, you're an angel, darling.
She's your maid.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about, like, your wife doesn't have to worry about her because, all that stuff. The problem is, like, that just is painful because then you're just putting her through the ringer. And if you're a decent guy, it's like, you don't like having that done to you by a girl. You don't do that to a girl. If she's a sweetheart, I'm not saying if, like, she's a manipulative wench like that. That's
so here's my question, right? So what do you do with that woman? Do you leave her to her own devices, or do you be like, look, we finna start walking and we're gonna drop these 20 pounds and you got a star in your hands? Which way do you go? Which way, Western man? Look what they took from you. You know what I'm saying? Like
you know,
seriously.
I haven't really had to deal with that myself, but I've known some guys who are like we're like dealing with that kind of thing, and my thought is, yeah, just have the flat out conversation because if she gets offended and she gets upset, it's like you got your answer, right? And at least you're breaking ties. You're not like going to be torn over it. But if she's actually like, yes, I love you enough, or I care about you, or I want you enough that I'm willing to lose this weight, then you know where she stands on stuff. As far as like if it's a guy in that position, the thing is, I won't be that. That's not who I'm going to be. Like I'm going to be like, yeah, like I'm going to be the guy where she better be in shape now because it ain't going to get better anytime sooner.
No. I mean, well, you know, I'm really asking the question for other guys out there, right? Like because, you know, what I'm seeing now, some things I value a year ago, I don't value the same way. Like a pleasant woman can go ahead of like a lot of other women. This woman just literally being a pleasant, easy person to be around. And my question is like, all right, I might not be the best looking guy, I might not be the tallest guy, I might not make the most money. Here's this woman down the street. She goes to my church. We go to the same coffee shop. We do this, whatever. She's sweet and she's 40 pounds overweight. Yo, you take 40 pounds off of her, that's a fucking 6-month span of y'all going on walks in the park or some shit. You could sneak and make her lose some weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could have somebody that could be a match for you.
I got a solution for you. All right, here's what you do. You take a mutual friend or you take a couple of mutual friends. Like these two, she knows these girls, you know this, the couple, you know the man and woman.
Yeah.
And you go to them and say like, listen, I want to, you know, I like this person. I would, or you do this if you are a couple, you take like a project girl aside and say, and I think this sounds fucking awful and psychopathic almost at this point.
Here we go.
Project girl. You go to her and you say like, listen, we really care about you. We want you to find a nice man, and we don't want to see you die at 40. So we're going to be taking you on our morning walks. You know, nothing big. You don't have to go to the gym or anything like that. We're going to take you on morning walks. We're going to walk to the coffee shop every morning, and we're dragging you with us. And we're going to be at the same time every morning, 8:00. Get ready, get your sweatpants, get your yoga pants on, right? Get your second pair of yoga pants on for the second set of rolls or whatever. We're doing this, right?
There's only one problem with that. Women are in competition. They don't want other women to look better than them.
Right, but if you already have a girl and you're in that couple, you can totally do that. And she doesn't have to look better. You take a girl who's 40 pounds overweight, which in American terms is actually probably 80 pounds overweight, but 40 pounds like and there's 40 pounds for American standards. Does that make sense?
That's true too. But there's also another problem too. If because we live in this global sexual marketplace and women have so many goddamn options, and if you have a problem with even anything, even remotely something that she doesn't want to deal with, all right, get out. I don't care. There's someone. I'll find someone else.
I think that's why I think if you take like you as the man shoot for somebody else to like play hooky with it, right, and have them go around. It's like they take the different angle. It's the couple is trying to set you up with a nice man, but they want you to live to past 50. So they're going to do this and they're going to drag you out of the house as friends, like we do with our male friends. And like some girls I know will try to do with their girlfriends and stuff like that. It's basically just weaponized peer pressure into getting these women to lose weight.
But here's the problem, though. To what Vince was saying, like, why do that and make her lose weight? And now she's like, I don't have to date you. You're a fucking chump. I can go date the guy I really thought I wanted to get.
Maybe that happens. But here's the thing. If a lot of us do that at once, maybe...
Yeah,
maybe you know.
It depends. It really depends on the level of desire and investment that woman has in you.
I agree.
That's again why I'm not really saying like in me. It's like say I am. You know, I'm gonna go down to Texas and say I get an LTR, right? And my girlfriend has a friend, and she's overweight or something like that. I say like listen. I might not even have anybody in mind for her. I might just say, we're going to, you know, Liz and I or whatever are gonna go take you out to the coffee shop every morning, and we're gonna hang out and stuff like that. We're gonna take you on hikes. Let's go camping for a week. Oh well, now they're sorry, we only have healthy food with us. Don't worry, you're gonna eat healthy food for a week, and that's gonna drop you 10 pounds.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is obviously keep yourself in shape. So you're demonstrating to the world who and what you are, and you're also showing your woman
Mhm.
like this is
Right.
this is pretty much how it is. It may come down to totally disregarding her feelings, who gives a shit, and being
Mhm.
logical about it and going, look, I do have standards, and for lack of a better way to say it, you're not meeting them.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's why I don't even think that will work. I agree with you. Sexual marketplace is too big. Just go with a friend. Like, if you are friends with this person, try to get them up. Have your buddy try to do the same thing for you. Both of you are working out at the same time, right? Get a little crossover. Women pay attention to what's in front of them. We do live in a global sexualized marketplace, but just being right in front of somebody and in proximity for a long time, that does wonders for attraction.
And there's
Well-
also this: you just don't get involved with that particular woman to begin with.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, that's
Well,
just
This is what I'll also
We
say
can get
about
away with that.
this. Is what I would say about the global sexual marketplace. 99% of people aren't participating the way they think they are, men or women. I only say that as a guy who's been everywhere over the last 5-6 years. I've been there all around the United States and Canada. Been to Europe. Been through South America. Like, most people couldn't hack it on a global scale, as far as what it takes to get laid in any city they go to. They're not even.
I believe
You
it.
know.
Yeah.
I know because I'm there,
Yeah.
and most people ain't got what it takes. In the game department, they don't have what it takes. In the personality department, they don't have what it takes. In the money department, physicality, ability to be flexible and move through cultures like that, even within the United States. And so, but I'll say all that to say is like, even as it relates to these women, look, we talk about the global marketplace because you can see it. You can see it with your eyes.
Oh yeah,
most
exactly. Yeah.
Most of us are still dealing with the 30-mile radius.
Yep.
But yeah, they see what else is out there. Like past, I guess what I'm saying, what I meant by that is they're being inundated with the globe. They may not be experiencing it, but they're
Right.
seeing so and so has this, so and so is doing this. This is available to me, maybe kind of sort of somewhere down the road. I could be doing this.
Right.
This person has my girlfriend has this kind of guy. All those kind of things.
But to your point, you were saying this earlier in the episode. You were saying, fuck, I forgot. Man, you had made a point about men, and I was thinking that it's about we were saying that we need to abolish social media for men.
Yeah.
But we got to do it for women too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But that, once again, and James had mentioned the whole validation thing. That social media, as far as like an instant validation for women's emotions, is like it's crack.
Literal crack.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Which is, I mean, if you look at, especially things like Facebook.
Oh man, come on.
It's all. I think that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that predominantly a female-oriented
Facebook
tool?
and Instagram? Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, after the various, not even just the crackdowns, just the nuking of various meme pages and sort of community pages and stuff like that, where like online communities is like, nope, offensive content. It's like, well, there goes all those men just kind of went to Twitter.
Yep.
And
where
they'll
else
keep
to
going
go?
places. Men will keep going places.
Yeah,
that's what they do. That's what we do as men. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting seeing how social media, like something still relatively so new, has put society in a chokehold.
Yeah.
We
we have nothing. There's really nothing to compare this to historically.
No.
right.
This is all brand new shit right now.
And it's just interesting seeing how the psyche of the world has become like we have this hive mind about certain topics now. It's like I remember, like 25 years ago, like for example, even being from the South, the accents were stronger because we weren't watching. We were watching regional television. We weren't watching television from fucking New York or some shit. And so now I'm hearing kids from the South that don't sound like they're from the South anymore.
Yeah, that's a good
because
point.
they grew up on TV, so their accent came from television. I'm like, yo, how the hell that happened?
Someone down south with a Brooklyn accent, right?
Right. Like, how you do that?
Hey, you boys ain't gonna be watching none of that TV. We were going in and bar and none of that shit.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
It's quite interesting, man. It's quite interesting to see all these things. I'll tell you what's interesting as well. Like because of social media, I'm seeing people speaking English or using English slang using it in the correct form, but using it with their own language, like in places like Brazil or in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Just small little things. Like it'll be like a co-working space. They'll say co-working space because there's no Portuguese word for it.
It must be funny to hear this string of foreign language and co-working space, and then continue on with the.
It'll just be random words like that, and like I said, you'll hear it in Dutch, you'll hear it in Spanish or in Portuguese or even French. And it's like, yo, how the hell? And that's because of social media.
Yeah. Now down in Brazil, is social media is like a shit show like it is here?
Bro, y'all have no idea.
Oh, shit.
Y'all have no idea, man. That shit is insane, man. Like, I knew Americans were into Instagram, but Brazilians, it's another level, man.
Really?
It's another level. Like,
oh shit.
I would say Instagram and TikTok. Like, TikTok is pretty heavy here in the States too, but like, dude, Instagram is ridiculous there. They're not really into Facebook. They're not into Twitter at all. They watch YouTube here and there, but dude, Instagram is everything. Everything to them.
Damn.
They're all on it all the time. They all message each other all the time. And they use WhatsApp as well. But Instagram, man, like and so like it's weird, man. Like they're always showing what they eat for breakfast. They're always taking pictures of their food.
The foods, yeah.
It's always food, man. Food. And then it's strange, man. Like the men, I was talking to one of my friends who lives in Brazil, he's an American. He said, Brazilian men present a bit more feminine online because of Instagram. Like, for example, if all four of us took a picture on the beach with our shirts off, we wouldn't flex our abs or suck in, right? We would just take a picture, right? Not Brazilian men. They're sucking their stomach in. They're all smiling and like that's feminine. And I see it in real time. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And they're all like, trying to flex. I'm like, yo, man, like, what's going on, And like, and so they do things that look almost gay,
Oh shit.
Like what we consider like, yo.
Oh, Aaron should fit right in.
Aaron's gonna head right down there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see that a lot.
They're all gay handing it.
Yeah, man. So like it's
Jesus.
Not all of them, but you would have to see it from an American standpoint to to see what I mean. But I'm like, yo,
gotcha.
Like, bro, like you don't gotta pose, bro. Like,
right.
Like don't do that. So it's. And then they use it also as a signifier to because the dating culture is a lot different there too. So like, for example, we were on a boat, right? So, boats are a nice way to flex in the States or in any country for that matter. You might take a couple pictures like, yo, we on a boat, we catching some fish or whatever, like we drinking a beer. Dude, they're having like a full-on photo shoot.
Jesus, lights and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are like, yo, bro, like. Like they were all like stopping, like it was like 6 of us on the boat, and so like all 6 of us had to stop and like take pictures on the boat. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? We're dudes, guys. We want to do this shit.
I have to
You know.
travel 20 feet to get to the beer cooler. I swear to Christ, if I have to stop one more time for a picture,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
throwing it into the ocean.
Like literally, man. That's what that was my thought process
Jesus.
behind it. But like I said, man, Instagram has shaped these guys in their perception, in a different way, man. So it's like I would see men again. I'm seeing men do this shit, not women. I saw a guy walking, right? He was walking. He had his workout clothes on. He got his phone out and recorded a video of him running, stopped the video and stopped running, and went back to walking, and posted the video of him running as if he was running. I said, "You motherfuckers are crazy.
That's funny.
Y'all crazy." Because it's just like I said, it's that posturing, like, "Hey, my life is great." This whole thing, I'm like, "Yo, this is
Yeah.
It's just strange, man."
Hey guys, I hate to. This has been great chat. Unfortunately, I have to head out. But
All right.
This is TJ, my dog TJ. Hey man, hit me
Yeah.
the timeline, TJ. We'll talk soon.
yeah, guys,
Yeah.
been a great chat.
All right,
So,
brother. See you soon.
take
See you
care.
later,
All right,
TJ.
All right, TJ. But yeah, man, it's just this social media thing, man. I don't know. That we need therapy. We all need to just break free of this shit. This is ridiculous.
Right.
I think a lot of people will do a lot better with therapy, honestly.
Yeah, man.
Because if they stop trying to use social media like it, it's and social media, like, I think it goes back to that class discussion we were having earlier. It's like we don't really have class, and social signaling is sort of for people of a certain class and for for a few different classes. Oh, God damn it. He dropped out. Let's see if Steven dropped out.
Oh my God, they got him. He'll be back. That happened before.
Yeah. It's just, people up. They have an idea that, I get to do this thing on social media, and this will have the same impact as my favorite celebrity posting things like this on social media. It's like, yeah, it probably won't. Maybe it'll go viral, right?
Yeah,
and you'll have
yeah.
your 15 minutes of fame. But other than that, it's just a status signaling that people don't understand. It's a cargo cult. It's a cargo cult.
Yeah.
Means of validation.
Oh yeah.
And sadly, it doesn't work a lot for a lot of them because those celebrities and stuff like that, they have a shit ton of money to supplement.
Well, yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, the existential terror of my kids don't like me.
Well, that's right. Nobody likes them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Instagram. I don't engage.
His phone died.
Oh shit.
He's back. You're
Hey.
oh shit.
I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
We can hear you.
Y'all can hear me? I can't hear y'all.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, fuck it. My phone is dead, guys. I appreciate y'all. Next time we'll be on again, man. James, Vince, I'll holler at y'all soon. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Everybody, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for having me on my fourth time. We're gonna do another time. We gotta do one so I can show y'all daytime in Brazil. Because every time we do this, we do it at nighttime. I can't really show y'all everything. So I need to be able to share screen and I can show y'all all this cool stuff. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me just, you know what? No, I ain't gonna show right now. I ain't gonna show right now because I'm gonna show some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna do this on YouTube. But I can't hear y'all. I'm just finishing up. But hey man, I appreciate all y'all let me be on again, guys. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's night. Hey, audience, guys, thank y'all so much for always being down and being cool. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. All right, Vince, how's you, bro? James, how's you?
Cool. Yeah, it's having. Yeah, he was on. I guess it was on his phone.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. We got to get that guy on a. Has he been on a Fortress yet?
It's funny you say that. I was thinking about that during our last Fortress and getting different guests on. He would definitely come on the Fortress and talk and show stuff he couldn't show to non-Fortress people, as it were.
Exactly. No, you think about that guy. That guy's got some wild shit to show, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a bunch of guests for the Masculine Geek Life Fortress Zoom meetings in the pipeline. So
hell yeah,
it's going to be good. It's going to be definitely good. So, all right, cool. we're coming up on the hour mark, the 2 hour mark. So we'll call it a night, unless there's something else you wanted to talk about.
Nothing really comes to mind. We got a couple of we could tell folks about the Village by the Sea that's coming up.
Oh yeah. The village.
We
We have
give folks a little preview.
Yeah, we're Village by the Seas. This starts this Saturday. We're not doing a meetup. It's just TJ, Rob, James, and I. We rented a house on the beach again at the Jersey Shore. So we'll be doing some broadcasts. We'll still do our Wednesday show. We'll all be in the same room again. We may be out on the deck overlooking the ocean. We'll see. But we'll still do our main broadcast on that Wednesday. And we may do some impromptu broadcasts as well. So tune in. We'll try to give a heads up if we can. Maybe post, and we're talking about Instagram. Maybe I'll post some stuff on Instagram. We'll see.
Oh yeah,
some cool shit, some good photos. But that is upcoming. TJ and Rob will be flying in on Saturday evening, and then we've got dinner reservations, and we'll be stopping at a cigar bar in Philly, hanging out. So it's gonna be a good night. I'll be heading back down to the shore to get Rob and TJ settled in, and the adventure will continue. If you do follow it's going to be pretty good. If you do follow the Instagram, the Masculine Geek Instagram, you'll see the breakfast supplies that I purchased already. And I think I even posted it on Twitter. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, you tagged us in the tweet. It's
yeah.
I'm ready.
Yep, it's going to be good. So stay tuned for all that debauchery and tomfoolery. Should prove to be interesting and most fun. So we're going to call it. It is we've been on for 1 hour and 47 minutes and 42, 3, 4 seconds as we count. So James, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on AsherCreativity.com and at Business AOC for some incoming business updates.
Oh, there you go. Very cool. Something new. And as usual, you can find me on masculinegeek.life. So look for us this weekend and all next week for the Village by the Masculine Geek 2021 Village by the Sea. Until then, everyone, keep that wine flowing. Keep the lead shooting down range. Do not take any wood nickels. And yeah.